Dr. B.K. Ramachandran to deliver the Foundation Day address. Dr.
My friends, I am very grateful to the Institute of Small Enterprises and Development for inviting me to this 36th Foundation Day. It's an important institute with an important mission, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm here, of course, I'm here in my capacity as a person from the State Planning Board and from the Kerala State Planning Board, and therefore I'll try to speak for a few minutes on what I see as MSMEs and small industries, their role in the Kerala economy in the present day, and some not so much on achievements but looking towards the future. The first point, of course, as a person who's involved in the formulation, Kerala as a region, as a state of India, is on the map of India and indeed on the international map. It's known all over the world for its achievements, as obvious in education, particularly school education, in health, particularly in different forms of public health, preventive and curative, and its achievements in different aspects of social justice and certain aspects of gender justice as well. This is what makes, wherever you go in the world, if you say you're from Kerala, it's immediately recognized that you're from a different part of India. You're from a different part of India, and after the late 80s and indeed from the early 90s, Kerala has also been on the map of India because we occupy a relatively high position among states in respect of our monthly per capita expenditure. This is not in terms of incomes, but in terms of our consumer expenditure, we are becoming a richer state. So these aspects of Kerala distinguishes this economy from the rest of India, certainly, and indeed in many achievements. For instance, take indicators such as infant mortality. We are right at the top of the table in the world itself. We are now going below 6. Below 6, we are approaching 5 per 1,000. These are figures which, particularly even in parts of the United States, you would not find such figures. So this is our distinct feature wherever you go. And we are also recognized as a state where there's a degree of public action, which is characterized by public action, by acts of public cooperation, as characterized during the flood, when I travel internationally, the recognition, for instance, of how Kerala dealt with COVID or Kerala dealt with the flood. These are immediately recognized in different parts of the world by people who are concerned. But when however, from 2016, in the 13th and 14th plan, what we decided was that this is good, this is essential, it's our heritage, it's a heritage we are proud of, but not only must we deepen and strengthen our achievements with respect to health and education, it is necessary now to use those achievements as a springboard, as a stimulus for economic growth, and economic growth in terms of incomes. This is in terms of our state income, and in terms of the production of what we call new value additional programs. So this I can say that this understanding has been the bedrock of our economic policy for the 13th plan and the 14th plan. That Kerala is going to be known for human development achievements. And of course, in every Niti Aayog listing of achievements, multi-poverty index or human development, we've come first, consistently come first. But that's not enough. This must be the groundwork or the basis for achievements in economic growth in the primary sector, in the manufacturing sector, and in different forms of income-bearing services. This, if you take, when we came out of the at the beginning of this government, in 21, we were still reeling under the effects of, now let's come to the MSME sector, which is what this meeting is concerned with. When we came out of the COVID and this government came into office, Kerala was still seriously reeling from the effects of COVID, from the after effects of the not only the epidemic but also prior to that different natural disasters. And the MSME scheme, economic growth, stimulating the economy, became extremely important. Now I can say that perhaps it's interesting that at that time, the most important, and in fact in the last 3 years, perhaps one of the most important economic stimuli to the state economy has been given by MSMEs, by our growth of MSMEs in the last 3 years actually. We have created more than 2 lakhs in 2 years, because the minister is not here, MSMEs. It is, I was just looking at the data yesterday, which in terms of the SLBC data on cumulative disbursement to MSMEs, from 21-22 to 23-24, the growth has been 82%. I mean, 82% in disbursements in the MSME sector, particularly under our new MSME scheme. This is widespread. It is spread across manufacturing, services, and retail trade. So it is, in its own way, it is one of our important success stories. I'm not going to repeat what Dr. Sukumaran has said, very important points. He made some very important points on the role of MSMEs. One is their role in enhancing incomes of the entrepreneurs. Secondly, their role in enhancing employment. Thirdly, the multiplier effect it has on the economy as a whole. And the employment it creates not only for the entrepreneur, of course, but for the workers they employ. I'm going to add one more thing, that it is necessary to also use MSMEs to enhance the technological level of societies. That was not really, he mentioned it, but perhaps that has not got in our own minds the emphasis it needs. So this is overall, this has been a successful scheme. Now, why has this MSME surged ahead in this way? In 3 years, suddenly this growth of MSMEs in the state, how did that happen? Of course, there's political leadership, there's organization. I know that my friend, the respected minister who's coming soon to address this audience, they work very hard, district-wise, block-wise, in different gram panchayats. The organizational structure has changed. So all that is there. But I think there's another reason. The most important reason is, this is an idea whose time has come. The potential that this potential for MSMEs in Kerala has been bottled up. And I think that is now finding expression in a very big way. It's a releasing of productive forces that were latent in the economy at this time, and now has suddenly, because of the policy encouragement, has been able to, shall we say, blossom. Now, many people did not recognize this potential, or the fact that industrialization in Kerala, whether it's through MSMEs or otherwise, is waiting to happen. The potency of the force of industrialization in Kerala is often not recognized, not only by people from outside the state, because you always associate Kerala only with human development, but even people from inside the state. But I'm going to quote, last year we had was it last year? This year? The International Labour Conclave in Trivandrum. I don't know how many of you had come there. But the chairperson and managing director of Terumo Paul, he had said that, very interesting statement he made. Our experience in running a manufacturing enterprise that currently employs over 1,500 people in Thiruvananthapuram suggests that the reality is quite different from the concept that Kerala is a difficult place to do business. It's quite different. The company has 4 strong trade unions. It has lost only 3 days of production in 36 years of its existence. And the factory, which started as a small unit, is probably the largest blood bag factory in the world. It exports to all continents and is now counted among the best quality manufacturers in the world. So this latency is illustrated by, I'll give you another example actually by the brother of this person. Speaking to the Hindu about his book, Below. This is a very, very interesting title that Mr. Balagopal gave his book, calling it Below the Radar. That industrialization in Kerala was happening below the radar. Speaking to the Hindu, he said that I was able to find at least 50 manufacturing units, industries in Kerala with an international footprint. These are spread all over Kerala in small towns and rural areas. Moreover, this is in Kerala, where workers do not work in sweatshops. It was obvious that there was something in this business ecosystem in Kerala that had helped industries thrive. So what the point being made is that by the time our MSME program came, it was already clear that under the radar in Kerala we had a very important industrial culture and actual industrial enterprises working. And within this, these two thinkers about people who thought about the industrial economy of Kerala, point to 2 things. One is entrepreneurship, because without that these industries would not have grown, but also the fact that Kerala has a very conscious, union conscious, labor conscious, very rights conscious, educated workforce that seeks a fair deal. So, seeks a fair deal for labor. So, and that both of these together had produced an excellent below-the-radar industrial culture. I think this is an enormous asset for the state. This is an enormous asset for the future of entrepreneurship. It's an enormous asset for the future of workers' employment in the state. Let me say a few more things. So my thing is that not only there were 2 aspects that came together. This is a felt need of the people, and it's also something in which Kerala has a groundwork. Not only does Kerala have a groundwork in human development achievements, it is also a groundwork in entrepreneurial achievement. That's the very, very important point, not often recognized. The foundational achievements in entrepreneurial activity are not always recognized. Now, going forward, I think that we have to look at a few things. Sorry, I'll take only a few minutes. I've exceeded my time, but only a few things more. One is that when we go forward, we must go forward with a new consciousness about small industries, MSMEs, and large-scale entrepreneurship, widespread, dispersed entrepreneurship. One is we should not confuse MSMEs, small industries, with low technology industries. That idea must go. That we must now look at actually a very important point was made by Matthew, that the boundaries between different levels is often blurred. They may be small in terms of the number of employees, It may be, and we know that it may be small in relatively with respect to investment. It may be small with respect to the space it occupies. But wherever we look, whatever the criteria we apply for smallness or MSME, not only as administrators but as economists, whatever the criteria we apply, let us not assume that this future is something that provides for, which essentially provides for low-tech endeavors. This is everywhere in the world. And you had actually given examples from Emilia Romagna, from the other places. That idea of the immediate association between the small scale, between MSMEs and sweatshops and low technology is being broken down. Today we have a real genuine, great opportunity in Kerala to make this, to build anew a relationship between MSMEs of different, small and different ways, and high tech and very high technology achievement. As I said, we have our labor force makes it possible for us to look forward to a day when we are the skilled labor hub of India. That's what we must look for. And if we attempt to become the skilled labor hub of India, then we must use that skilled labor hub to break this fetter, this chain on our consciousness that identifies small industry with low technology. The second is the question of slowly upgrading scale. I'm very happy that with this, with our new scheme, which looks forward to, we have a new scheme where we're trying to scale up our to how many thousand for creating 1,000 enterprises of 100 crores each investment each. So on the basis or on the foundation of this MSME scheme, we are trying to build a new scheme which will scale. The year of enterprise 2.0 with special emphasis on the scale of enterprises. This attempts to create 1,000 firms with 100 crore turnover. Now this scale is essential to establish sustainability and resilience against external shocks that, as we all know, this economy is susceptible to. So that's the second, dealing with questions of scale. One is technology, the second dealing with questions of scale. Now, I would also like to see in the future, of course, MSMEs must serve all sectors. Retail, service, small services, repairs, etc. But I'd like to see the ratio now of manufacture and knowledge-based industries generally, in the service sector as well, occupying a larger and larger share of MSMEs. That's an important objective also.